Hello everyone, this is Whitebox here with another game of Spirit Island. I had a nice break last week where I did my preview for the Nature's Incarnate Spirits instead, but I'm back with a game this week. I was going to do Scotland, but then I realized I've never played Habsburg with Sharp Fangs behind the leaves. It's a scary matchup. I feel like it's got to be Sharp Fang's worst matchup by far, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try, sticking with level 4 just like I did last time. This one might be a bit more challenging of a level 4 matchup than Green and Teeth against Habsburg 4, but we'll see. I'll probably end up doing kind of a major power Sharp Fangs build, but we'll see how it goes. So all the same stuff as last week for Habsburg Monarchy. Migratory Hoarders. After the normal build step in each land matching a build card, you gather one town from a land not matching a build card in board land order. More rural than urban. During setup on each board, add a couple towns, which I've done. And then during play, when invaders would build an inland city, they instead build 2 towns. Fast spread, you remove an additional stage 1 invader card. And then finally is level 4. Herds thrive in verdant lands. Towns and lands without blight are durable. They have +2 health, and destroy town effects instead deal 2 damage to towns only. Per town they could destroy. Destroy all towns works normally. So, same as last week, I'm going to be trying to deal with these durable Habsburg towns, trying to manage blight with Sharp Fangs, who doesn't want there to be blight on the board. That's going to be a challenge. So that's why I'm thinking probably a major power Fangs build. Hopefully can get some good beast majors and deal with Habsburg. So against Habsburg this week, I'm going to be doing Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, my little swamp otter, as well as Sharp Fangs behind the leaves. So this will be my second game with Fathomless Mud. I'm excited to try it out. I think the prevention of inland builds will potentially be pretty good, although I start on the coast, so it's not the best starting position here, but I think I'll be able to make it work. So let's go ahead and do my initial explore. It's jungle, which I think I can deal with okay. The nice thing about the jungle explore is that aside from the coastal jungle, there weren't any towns in jungles already, so that's going to make things a little bit easier. I could even let land 4 on board B blight, so that I get a cascade and get some extra blight there to deal with the Habsburg escalation very quickly. We'll see, but let's go ahead and go into growth. So for growth, I think I want to get a bunch of presents out on the board. I could even stop them from building that town in land 4 if I move over there. I don't know what I want to do. I've got couple ways to deal with explorers. Unfortunately, the migratory towns is going to make the early game with Fathomless Mud a little bit challenging. But I do have Defend 5, which will come in handy. I think Defend 5 will help deal with land number 5, so I'll stay that. I'll probably open the waterways, open shifting waterways here, so I can gather 2 to Han, do some damage and fear. I can even let 5 go and deal with 2 instead, get that city and town dealt with. That might even be better. Because I'll probably have to give up one blight anyway, and I think I'd rather give up the blight in land 5 on board F5, so that'll be okay. So I don't know that I need 2 card plays this turn. I could potentially do something with I can stop the build in land 4, but they're going to migrate out anyway, so unless I do something about it with ranging Hunt, which will be challenging. This is going to be a tricky game, just trying to coordinate things. I think I will go for 2 card plays. just to try to stop a build. You know what? Strategically, I think I'll let the Cascade go and land 4. It's going to make things easier in the long run for Sharp Fangs, so I can deal with other things. And with that in mind, I think I still do want to do a double growth, but I only need 1 card play. So let's go double growth top. Start getting some energy out so I can go into majors here pretty soon. And I'll go start working my way towards the inland. Start going that way. So range 1, range 1. Okay, so growth 2. Growing from top, I get 2 energy, one of which will pay for open shifting waterways. Then Sharp Fangs behind the lead. Sharp Fangs gets 2 growth options here. And what do I want to do? I'm going to let land 4 Cascade. It's a little dangerous, but I think it's the best way to kind of stack up Blight on Sharp Fangs' board without it being too much of a problem, since it'll be kind of all in one land instead of spread out. That'll make it a little easier for me to move around. So I'm not worried about land 4 at all on board B. I do want to stop board land 8 from doing a lot. It's going to gather. I could stop the build there, but they'll still migrate in, so Prey on the Builders isn't super useful this turn. I could try to kill some stuff. But Terrifying Chase is probably going to be the best way to deal with that. I think I will also go with adding some beasts, I think is going to be helpful. Let's go with growth 3 first so I can see what minor I get. So I'm going to gain 1 energy and a minor power. I've got Renewing Rain, so if target land is jungle or sands, remove 1 blight. That's going to be helpful in the long run. I've got Encompassing Ward, defend 2 in every land where target spirit has presence. I'm going to have a lot of presence across the board with Fathomless Mud, so that's not bad at all. Call to Guard, gather up to 1 Dahan, then if Dahan are present, either defend 1 per Dahan, or after invaders are added or moved to target land, 1 damage to each added or moved invader. Okay. And Terror turns to Madness. Yeah, it does a bunch of fear right now. So I didn't get anything with Animal, which is interesting. I might just go for the free card and play it this turn so I can save my Animal Plant cards for next turn. I think even though I'm going to be going for a major build, do I want to go bottom track or just start working along top? Not sure. It's tricky. So Terror turns to Madness. I'm just using it to get a bunch of fear this turn. I think that'll be fine. 2 card plays. Let's see. I have 1 more. So second growth, I will add a present somewhere. Top or bottom, though? I think top. So I get elements that'll make next turn easier to hit the highest threshold of Ranging Hunt, and no matter what card I get. So I think that's okay. I'll put that presence in here, and then immediately exchange that for a beast. Do I want to? I might put it in land 5 instead. So I'm going to be pushing stuff out of land 8 anyway. So yeah, let's do it in land 5. Then I'm going to play Terror turns to Madness and Terrifying Chase. I get 1 energy just from presence, which will pay for Terrifying Chase. And yeah, that's good. So let's go into fast powers. Fast powers, I have Ranging Hunt, so I can gather a beast. don't have the second level, and then I can push beasts. So let's see, do I want to push them away? I don't think so. I think I'm okay keeping them in land 5. Might be better to spread things out. Especially depending on events and stuff. So yeah, I'll target land 5, push up to 2 beasts. I'll push this guy in there, and I'll push him. Let's go to, well, that town's gonna get pulled out anyway. So I'm not too worried about it. Land 5 might be a bigger danger, although I can pull the town out of land 5 too, so. So I could go into land 6 or 7. Let's just go into 6. See if that comes up. Okay. Then that's it. No more fast powers. So flipping an event just for timing, and then I go straight into the invader phase. Put this somewhere more useful. Alright, so straight into the invader phase. They are going to build in jungles. They'll get a bunch of towns. Lose that. And then as this shifts over, they'll migrate. So board B, I'm going to gather land 5's town. Land 8 is going to gather land 6's town. Land 2 can't gather a town. There's nothing there. And then land 5 will gather land 8's town. And that's alright. Okay. Then they will explore into mountains. I guessed wrong. That's unfortunate, but I think it'll work out. I'll be able to stop the build there, which is good. Okay. Now I get slow powers. So let's go Terror turns to Madness. It doesn't matter. I'm targeting land with invaders. Do 3 fear. That's pretty good. Terrifying Chase. I'm going to push up to 2 explorers, towns, Dahan. Push another 2 per beast in target land. So I'm going to push these 2 towns into land 6. And then I can push another 2, because there is a beast there. Could get them into land 7, try to defend it next turn, once there's a bunch of towns there. Let's do that. Push those 2 into there. I'll just leave the Explorer. He's fine. And then I get 2 fear because I pushed invaders. Then I have open shifting waterways. So let's go ahead and target land 2. So I'm going to gather 2 Dahan. If Dahan and invaders are present, I do 1 damage and 1 fear. Then I have Spreading in Dreadful Mire. I think I only have the first level, so I can move 1 presence from the origin sacred site to the target land. So let's spread into land 4. I don't have to worry about growing there next turn. I just automatically will have a sacred site and stop that build. Well, not stop the build, but the build with an explorer instead. Okay, so that's that. Don't have anything else, so I will discard cards and then go back to growth. Okay. So, just taking stock of how everything looks right now, I'm going to let this Ravage go here in land number 4. It's going to cascade, but that's okay, because that's going to make it so they won't do the escalation twice on board B right away, which is great. Then land 8 should be fine. Here, I'm going to defend 5 in land 2, so that should be okay. Might be able to do 1 damage there as well with Spreading in Dreadful Mire, so I'll be able to kill the town and the city. Then, well, they have durable though, so that's okay. Yeah, that's all right. I still might be good. Yeah. Then land 5 just gonna let go. Let that blight happen. So that's okay. So with that in mind, I can reset my growth options here and just start worrying about the builds instead in mountains, which should be alright. I'm not super worried about the mountains. I don't think any of them, except for land 2, are at danger of doing 8 or more damage, which will be the loss condition for Habsburg. So land 2 on board B, a little bit of a danger. Might have to do something about that, or I could let it go. We'll see what happens. So with Sharp Fangs behind the leaves, I think I'd like to get a major. I don't have a lot of energy yet, though, so that's a little bit risky this early on. I also don't have a lot of presence on the board, so targeting will be an issue for that. But I'm gonna go for it. So let's gain a major and 1 energy. Very early major with Fangs. Not sure if most people who play Fangs like the turn 2 major, or if they wait till turn 3, but it's okay. So I've got 1 beast major at least. Infestation of Venomous Spiders, that's a great one. Add 1 beast, gather up to 1 beast, and then for each beast, 1 fear, and invaders skip 1 action and target land. Hitting the threshold will be a little tricky, but maybe doable. I've got Voice of Command. 1 damage per towns and explorers, 2 per Dahan and explorer, 2 towns and cities only, defend 2, and then during Ravage, explorers fight alongside Dahan. It's a cool card. I don't know that it's going to be super useful this game. Pyroclastic Flow. So, Origin Mountain, 2 damage, destroy all Dahan art explorers. And if land is jungle or wetland, add a blight. Yeah, that's alright. And Melt Earth into Quicksands, 1 fear, 2 damage, isolate target land. After invaders or Dahan are moved into target land, destroy them. Which is pretty good against Habsburg. Yeah, that's not bad at all against Habsburg, but I think I want Infestation of Venomous Spiders. It's a beast major. I'm just gonna roll with that. I will forget Terror Turns to Madness from discard. Gain Infestation. Now, the tricky thing here is it's 4 energy major. I only have 2, and I'm only gonna have 3. I also don't have a Sacred Site right now, so I can't target with it. But I don't know that I need to use it this turn. I think saving it till next turn is probably better. I can get a minor that might help me hit the elements a little bit easier. And actually getting up to 3 card plays might help, because then it'll just make it a little easier to get that air and earth, especially. So with that in mind, I'm going to gain presence from bottom, so I can work my way up to 3 card plays. I'll add this presence not into land 4. I will add it into, let's see, yeah, range is good, so I'll add it into land 6. Let's see, it's 3, distance, yeah, that's kind of all I can do. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. And then I gain 1 energy for presence. I will be able to hit the threshold on Raging Hunt. The problem is these durable towns, it's just hard to kill, so Sharp Fangs is not going to do a lot with Raging Hunt this game, aside from picking off lone explorers, which is not bad. And I might do that, just so I can clear out land 7. So I will go ahead and play 2 Near the Jungle and Teeth Gleam from the Darkness. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be good. Alright, so moving over to Fathomless Mud up the Swamp. Let's go with Growth. I don't know that I need to get 2 presents out again. I could use it to stop them building another town up there, but that's not that big a deal, really. So it might be better to go into the energy. I'm probably going to be going majors on Fathomless Mud as well. I think majors are just the way to go against Habsburg most of the time. So I could gain it right now. Not sure that that's the best thing to do, though. Minor might be better. And then major next turn. Let's see, 1 fear, 2 damage. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna gain a minor, add a presence, and gain 2 energy. Don't really have the energy income to support a major this early, turn 2. I've got the ever useful Rain of Blood, give me 3 fear, which is great. Blood draws predators, not bad, not great elements really, but after the next time invaders are destroyed in target land, add 1 beast, and then 1 damage per beast. That's going to be a decent amount of beasts, so not too bad at all. Lure of the Unknown, gathering stuff in fast. It's got moon, no earth, or I'm not getting good elements really. And then Gift of Living Energy. That might be the way to go, just to support Sharp Fangs majors. So let's go with that. The others I'm not in love with, so being able to support Sharp Fangs will be nice. And because I got Gift of Living Energy, I want to get a Sacred Site, so I can play that this turn. So let's put that Sacred Site down into land 8. So I just have good coverage there. I have 2 card plays now. I get 2 energy for presence. And let's go with Gift of Living Energy. And I needed the defense. So Intractable Thickets and Thorns. That's 2. Alright. Good. So I think I'm all set. I'm going to go into Fast Powers. So Fast Powers here, I have Gift of Living Energy, which I'm going to use from Fathomless Mud of the Swamp over onto Sharp Fangs. Target spirit gains 1 energy, plus 1 energy if target spirit's not myself. And then if I have at least 2 Sacred Sites, which I do, target spirit gains another energy. So that's 3 energy over on Sharp Fangs. Then I'm going to do 1 fear and defend 5 in land number 2 with Intractable Thorns and Intractable Thickets and Thorns. And then yeah, so I'll be able to destroy the city at least in the counterattack, which is fine. Okay, so that was that. With Sharp Fangs behind the leaves, I'm going to go ahead and use Ranging Hunt. I will gather 1 beast into land 7, as well as my presence. Now, was I going to destroy one of those presents for beast? Gives me more beasts for targeting with infestation of venomous spiders. So the more beasts the merrier. But they're all kind of stuck up in the inland. I think that's okay. So actually, I think I would have, so I could have added a presence here in land 4 and then converted that to a beast. I think that's the way to go, so that I can get more beasts closer to the rest of the island, not stuck up in my corner. And I'll be able to get a Sacred Site next turn, so that's okay. Alright, so that's that. So now the second part of Ranging Hunt is 1 damage per beast. So 1 damage. And then I can push up to 2 beasts, but I think I'm going to keep that guy there. I don't want to get everything over into land 4, and I want to be able to move my presence later if I need to. So that's good. Alright, so now I go to an event which I will resolve for real. Oh, cricket. There we go. Alright, so my event here is Urban Development. During the next normal Ravage, each city does +2 damage. If there is no Ravage in this phase, leave the card by the Ravage space until one happens. So that's not great. Then lingering plagues on each board, add 1 disease. Ignore disease during builds this invader phase. Okay. Let's go into inland lands that have towns, particularly ones that are about to blight. And then Fierce Main, 1 fear per land with invaders, where Han outnumber towns and cities. I think it's just 1, but that does at least get me a fear card. Please give me defense. Alright, so that's urban development. Now my fear card, terror level 1. In each land, defend 1 per Dahan. Perfect. So that's all the defense that I needed to keep Dahan from dying here in land number 2. Okay, so now I will Ravage. This guy does nothing. Right here, they are going to Cascade. Well, that was a planned Cascade, so I'm fine with that. I'll have that go into, I think, land number 5. Yeah. Then land 2 is defended 5. Defended 7, actually. They're doing 7 damage, so that cancels out. These 2 Dahan can fight back and kill that city. 50 more fear. This one will blight. Okay, so that's the Ravage. Next is the build in mountains. Right there. Okay. Preference. Nothing there. Nothing there. Migration. So they'll migrate a town over here to land 2. Land 7, I'll migrate from, I think 6. Yeah. Land 4, let's see, I could empty out that jungle. Maybe is the right thing to do. Just in case jungle gets pulled. So yeah, let's do that. Okay. So that's that. Now they will explore with escalation in sands. So explore sands. And then the escalation is you add a town to a land without a town or blight on each board. And then if there's, well, let's see, if there's 4 or fewer, if there's 2 or fewer blight on a board, you add a town to a, what's the exact wording? I know what it does, but just so I can read it off correctly. After exploring on each board with 4 or fewer blight, add 1 town to a land without towns or blight. On each board with 2 or fewer blight, do so again. So there's 3 on this board, so it'll only happen once. Throw that town to land number 1. And it will happen twice, unfortunately, over here on board F. So let's go into 3, and I will have to go into one of these lands, unfortunately. So let's, well, unfortunately I can test out the whole theory of stopping cities, or stopping double town builds, so that's okay. So not ideal, but that's alright. I think I'll be able to work with it. That's that. Now I go to slow powers. So I've got just the first level of Spreading and Dreadful Mire, so I could pull one of my swamp creatures somewhere. I'm not sure that I want to. Land 4 is an issue, but I can probably help with that from Fangs. What's building next is Sands? Okay. So let's migrate one of those guys over here. I don't want to reclaim yet on Fathomless Mud. And actually I might do another minor power play. Okay. Then I've got a couple from Sharp Fangs, so let's go with... yeah, unfortunately I can't reach that. I can go with 2 Near the Jungle. I'll do on land 8. 1 Fear and Destroy 1 Explorer. Teeth gleam from the darkness. I'll go ahead and do a fear and add a beast. Or I could do 3 fear. Yeah, no, I like adding more beasts. Okay. Then I don't have that, so I'm all set. So I will discard cards and go back to growth. And I'm going to hit a Bladed Island pretty soon, probably next turn. Not unusual against Habsburg, so that's okay. I will hit 1 loss condition counter from land 2, but I think that'll be alright. I think I'll be able to deal with that. So, okay. Is my camera moving? I feel like my camera's moving, but maybe not. It could be me pushing stuff around. Okay, so let me reset this and go back to growth. So with growth, ravages in mountains are going to be an issue this turn, a big issue. I want to try to deal with stuff, but it's not going to be the easiest thing to do. So what can I do? So with Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, I could go a major. The powers that I have currently, not going to help too much with an upcoming Ravage, but relying on a minor to deal with them, probably not going to help a lot either. I'll have a decent amount of energy, so let's try it. Let's go for a major. So 2 energy. Fish for a major. If only I got Melt Earth into Quicksand on this spirit, it would have been good. So I've got Strangling Firevine. That's okay. Poison Land adds Blight, does a lot of damage, which is not bad. It's got Earth as well. Got Entwined Power. You and target spirit may use each other's presence to target powers. Target spirit gains a power card, and you gain one of the power cards that they did not keep. It's got Moon and Water. Yeah, it's pretty good, actually. I might go with Entwined Power. And then Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air. Target spirit may plus 2 range with all powers, and they push one of their presence to an adjacent land, bringing up to 2 explorers, 2 towns, and 2 Tahan along with it. You can also shuffle around cities and Blight with that power. Those are both good. This is a good draw. Really, the only one that I'm not keen on is Strangling Firevine. These others, not bad at all. As much as I like Entwined Power here, I kind of like Reach Like Water, or Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air. Shuffling the Blight around is potentially going to be really good. And I'm able to hit that threshold really easily. So let's try that. I'll just forget Gift of Living Energy, I think. Discard. Add a presence. I think I want to go bottom. I'm not going to get a moon for Spreading in Dreadful Mire, but that's okay. So maybe just the energy. Getting into 3 card plays will be good. It's a pretty cheap major, so yeah, let's go bottom. I'm going to add that. That's the range, 2. Let's just add it to the coast here. I get 2 energy for presence. And I'm going to play Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air, and Fetid Vapor, or Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. I really actually don't need the City and Blight movement just yet, but it will come in handy in the future. So, oh, actually, maybe it'll come in handy now. We'll see. Okay. Then with Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves, I want to add a presence. Let me gain my power card first. I'm going to gain a minor. And I'm hoping I can get something with air and earth. And it's not the easiest combination, but air and earth is my goal. Hey, I got one. So I got Haunted by Primal Memories. That's pretty good anyway. So I don't know if I even need to look at the rest of these. But I've got Here There Be Monsters, which is pretty good. It can push stuff and does a bunch of fear. Teeming Rivers is actually very good. It's a good draw for Sharp Fangs. But because I want the threshold on Infestation of Venomous Spiders, I'm going to go ahead and go with Haunted by Primal Memories. Now I can go bottom. Did I gain my 1 energy yet? I don't think I did. So gain 1 energy. Then I'll add a presence from bottom into... Let's see, I can drag Blight along. And let me kill some towns, stop a Ravage. I think that's probably worth it. I'll let the Cascade go on land 4 probably, but that's okay, I think. Maybe. It's a tricky balance with Habsburg, when you want to let them Ravage and when you don't. I'll lose a presence, but I think I can deal with that. Yeah, because I want them to skip actions. And I'll start cleaning up some towns. Okay, yeah, let's try it. So let me go into land 4. See if this works. I get 1 energy for presence. I'm going to play Infestation of Venomous Spiders, Haunted by Primal Memories, and Prey on the Builders. Yeah, that'll work pretty well. Okay, cool. So let's see what happens with this. I've got a lot of stuff going on, so let's pay for these powers. A little bit expensive, but that's all right. Defend 2, defend 3. Yeah. Beast are present plus. Okay, I'm pretty much just using that for. Well, actually, I can stop a loss condition, or I can stop the Cascade over in land 4. Either of those is probably good. Okay, let's figure this out. Cool. So let's first use Ranging Hunt. I have the I don't have the middle level, so I'm not doing damage with it. I'm just pushing stuff around. I'm gonna go ahead and target land 7, so I can push a beast into land 5. I need Sacred Site. Shit. No, it'll work out. Okay. Yeah, because I want to bring. So I might let the Cascade go, or let the Ravage go in 7. It's not great. I don't love that, but yeah. I could defend 7 instead of 4. No, I don't want to do that. Okay. So I'll push this guy as well. And where do I want my presence moved? Can't get the beast over there. trying to coordinate Haunted by Primal Memories to get the extra fear. Don't know if I can. No, migrate in there. That's fine. Let's see if that works. Okay. So I'm going to leave the beast in there, move that presence over yonder. Okay, now I can do reach like water, flow like water, reach like air, targeting sharp fangs behind the leaves. So I'm going to gather my presence into land 5, as well as the town and the explorer, and the 2 blight that are there. I'll just stack up all the blight into land 5. Now I'm going to use Infestation of Venomous Spiders here on land 5. So let's add 1 beast, gather up to 1 beast. For each beast, 1 fear, that's 3. And invaders skip 1 action in target land. So they will skip their build there. And then I have Threshold. I have 2 air, 2 earth, and 3 animal. So after this power causes invaders to skip an action, I do 4 damage. Next, unfortunately it doesn't isolate that land, but that's okay. Next, let's go Haunted by Primal Memories. I want the extra fear. I'm okay giving up a Cascade, I think, on board 4. So yeah, let's go ahead and defend 3 in land 7. There is a beast present there, so I do 3 fear. It's a little risky to let stuff go, but I'm playing some brinkmanship here this game. Alright, so that's that. So I've used my 3 power cards, I've used Ranching Hunt, I've used Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air, so I think I'm ready to see what happens. Oh, and I'm causing them to skip builds there. I guess I didn't need Prey on the Builders then. Let's see. Instead, could have them skip the Ravage on land 4. Use Prey on the Builders to stop the build on land 5 and deal with it next turn. Because I can reclaim, do this again. Reclaim's expensive though. But I probably don't need any more beasts out, so I think I can maybe make that work. That's tough. Okay. Yeah, let's shuffle this around instead. So I had gathered a beast and added a beast into land 5 and skipped all actions there. Instead, I'm going to use Infestation of Venomous Spiders over here on land 4. So I'll add a beast there and gather a beast. I'll use another skip over here, same thing, still have the Threshold. And then I'll use Prey on the Builders to gather one beast there. And if target land has beasts, invaders do not build there this turn. So I'm still skipping the build in land 5. That way I get all my powers used and stop a Cascade. We'll see if that helps. Alright. So now an event. I've got Distant Exploration. Invaders explore +1 distance. Doesn't matter. Grim Toll on each board. Choose a land with disease. In that land, do 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Dahan. So just this one. And then Fierce Mane. 1 fear per land with invaders where Dahan outnumber towns and cities. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 fears, pretty good from that. Alright, still terror level 1. Flee the pestilent land. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with disease. Well, my disease lands are empty. Alright, invader phase, ravage. So they will ravage here, adding a blight. That is an 8 damage ravage, so that's a 1 counter for Habsburg. On their card. So I've got 2 more before I lose the game from that. Then they will ravage here. It's defended 3. Dahan will fight back and still do enough damage to kill that durable town for 1 fear. Right here, it's defended 3. Actually, no, I didn't defend that. I'm skipping the ravage there. And because I'm skipping the ravage, I get to do 4 damage in that land, which will kill all of those for an extra fear. I'm getting close to that very important terror level 2. Alright, and this one, unfortunately, those 2 Dahan will die. And I do hit a Blighted Island. Unnatural proliferation. Immediately, each spirit adds 1 presence to a land with their presence. Cool. I'm gonna have to reclaim. So, top or bottom? Probably top. So top, I'll go into land 8. With Fathomless Mud, let's go. Don't want to reclaim next turn. I've got a good amount of energy, so I'll probably just gain another major. I've only got 1 card in hand, so I'll go top. Throw that guy here. Then on each board, add 1 Dahan to a land with Dahan. And 2 cities to the land with the fewest towns and cities. Minimum of 1. Okay. Yeah. I don't get that one too often. Might be only the 2nd time or so that I've seen it. I'll put it in land 2. Okay. 3 fear per player. Or 3 white per player, rather. And 6 white to work with. Alright, that's taken care of, and that was the ravage. Next is the build, so they will skip their build in land 5. Land 3, it's just going to get an explorer. Land 8, it's just going to get an explorer. Land 1, we'll get a town. Migrations, so first is B3. It'll migrate from... let's migrate from 7. B5. Clear out the interior a little bit. F1 and F8. Wetlands is kind of what I was afraid of, so they will explore in wetlands with the escalation. And the escalation, let's see, do I have any? Yeah, so I still get 1 explorer. I should have let them do it again. I get 1 on each. 1 escalation on each board. I'll go into land 4. And there's actually not a land without a blight or town on board F. So I think that means I don't have to do it, right? Yeah. Cool. Skip the escalation. By having the board be in a rough shape. Okay, that's fine too. Then I'm done with that, so I go to slow powers. I don't have a lot. I've got foul vapors and fetid muck. Let's see, it's 2 range, targeting invaders. I can push up to 2 explorers from somewhere. I might have to reclaim next turn on Fathomless Mud. I didn't want to, but I've only got 1 card left, so it's not too bad, and I can get up to 3 card plays. So with that in mind, I'll be able to defend a land. You might be able to just let land 8 go, not have to worry about it. So let's push out. If I can defend that 5 though, then I won't have to push those guys out. It's the problem with the migrations. They screw up the whole, like, getting lone explorers together, or dual explorers. Alright, let's push these 2 guys over here. 1 fear. Yeah. Then let's move this guy into here. I've got a plan, so we'll see if it works. Move that guy in there with Spreading and Dreadful Mire. And I think that's all I have. Yeah, I don't have Frenzied Assault yet, so I'm good. So discard cards and go back to growth. I think both are reclaiming this turn. Would have liked to put off the reclaim a little bit longer with Fathomless Mud, but it should be alright. So let's add a presence from bottom, reclaim cards, range 0. Let's go into here. Actually, I'll go in there. I'd like to stop the double town being built. Wait, no, it's range 0. What am I doing? Can't go there. No, go there. So maybe I can't stop that. Maybe I should have moved my presence last term with Spreading and Dreadful Mire into land 7 instead, because I knew they were building. Why wouldn't I have done that? Yeah, I'll do that. That way I can add a presence in there. Okay. Reclaimed cards, that's fine. I get 3 energy. I don't have anything that costs 3 yet, so I'll take it all in ones. And next turn I'll get another major with Fathomless Mud. Okay. Sharp Fangs behind the leaves needs to reclaim as well. It's got no cards left. I gain a power card with that. I don't know that I can get a major yet. Let's do another minor. I've got Thriving Choke Fungus, one of my favorite names. Add a disease and a blight, and a Badlands. It's okay. Promises protection. Gather up to 2 to Han. The Han have +2 health while on target land. That's not bad. Sucking Ooze. 2 fear if invaders are present, and isolate target land. Isolate great. Why couldn't I have gotten that again on Fathomless Mud? It's perfect elements. And Territorial Strife. It's good elements. 3 damage to explorers or towns, targeting a land with a city. And or add a Strife. Okay, I'm between Promises Protection and Territorial Strife. I think I like Territorial Strife more. Yeah. Let's go with that. Got a second growth option, don't have a lot of energy. I would like to play Infestation of Venomous Spiders, but I can't do it with the kicker, so what am I going to do about land 5? That's an issue. I can defend it a decent amount. But that's about it. So I'm gonna just let it go. Great news. That is an issue. So I could skip the action there, but that's just delaying stuff. That does get for fear, but I would want to do the damage as well. And unfortunately I just don't have the energy right now to do it. Yeah, I really need to... I think I just need more presence out so I can... So, but between gaining a power card and adding a presence, maybe I'll get something with defense. I'm going to go ahead and gain a power card and an energy. Got Shadows of the Burning Forest, which is fear and pushing stuff. Strong and constant currents is okay. Pushing coastal lands around. Disorienting landscape, more push. And Bird's Cry Warning. I should have gone with Promises of Protection if I got Bird's Cry Warning. Let's take Bird's Cry Warning. This game is starting to get rough. I get 1 energy just from presence. And I can get the Reclaim 1 next turn to get Haunted by Primal Memories back, so let's do that. I'll at least get a Defend 3 in there, which might be enough depending on what this Fear card does, and if I can get a second Fear card and push myself into Terror level 2, that would be pretty good. So let's go with Haunted by Primal Memories. I would like to get the Threshold as well for Ranging Hunt, and at least stop a build somewhere. So let's go with 2 Near the Jungle and something free. May as well. Well, Territorial Strife's not even useful at the moment. Because I need a presence nearby. So let's move some Dahan around. Sacrifice him a little bit, but that's okay. Alright, I think that'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, now I get to decide what to do with Fathomless Mud. I reclaimed. I think that I would like to... If I defend that 5, they would be... I can stop both the Ravages in Sands this turn, which might be okay. Let's see. I think I already gained my 3 energy. Yeah. So let's do Intractable Thickets and Thorns, Flow like water, reach like air, and I want to get to where I can use that power somewhere. Probably land 4. Do some damage, so I'd need a second moon out. So let's open some shifting waterways as well. I've got the energy for those. Alright. So 2, 2, 1. Alright, so long planning phase, but I think I'm good for my fast powers now. I'm going to throw a Defend 3 up in land 5 with Haunted by Primal Memories. It also does 3 Fear, because there are beasts there. I will use Bird's Cry Warning over on land 7. Push 3's 3 to Han into land 5. Maybe a sacrifice, but we'll see. Yeah, that'll be okay. Then I will go ahead and use Ranging Hunt on land 6. Gather 1 beast, on my presence as well. Do 1 damage. And I'll push him back there. Just so I still have targeting for 2 near the jungle. Okay, so that's that. Next I go over to Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. So first I'll use Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air over on here. Pull those 2 towns in my presence into land 4. I can't. Oh, shit. No, I do have to go into land 5 or 6. Let's go into 6. So it'll be okay, I think. Okay, so into 6. Now I can go ahead and defend 5 on land 1. Doing 1 fear. And I think that's it. So that's that. Yeah, that's good. So now I go into an event. So my event here, of course, I got Blighted Island run right away. Self-sacrifice bias time. Destroy 1 presence from each spirit. The next blight that's added to the island this turn comes from the box instead of the blight card, where X is the number of spirits. The next 2 blight. So no way around that. I do have to destroy 1 presence per spirit, which I guess is fine. I don't need the Sacred Site this turn, so destroy that one. Here. Destroy that one. Okay, so the next blight that's added to the island comes from the box rather than Blighted Island card. Okay. Lair in Untamed Lands. On each board, add 1 beast to a land without town, cities, or blight. I've got lots of beasts on the board, which is good. Without town spirits, towns, cities, or blight. Let's go there. And there. Seek out new grounds. On each board, gather 1 or 2 Dahan into a land without Dahan setup symbols. I don't think lane 5 did, so let's pull another one in there. It's not optional, so. Okay. Now they are ravaging in land 3, but I do have a fear card. Fortunately, I couldn't hit Terror level 2, so each player adds 1 strife to a town. Okay, that's good. Add that one. And that. Ooh, that's good. Stops that cascade. Alright, Ravage. So, this one here, it's defended 3. Thanks to that strife, they're doing 4 damage. So that will damage a Dahan, but not kill it. I'm not going to mark that. And then the Dahan will fight back and kill everything in there. They're doing 8 damage. So that's 2 fear. For the counterattacks. Land number 3, unfortunately, they do 2 damage. I should have pushed the explorers out of there instead. Which will blight, which comes from the box. Destroys one of my presents. Dahan will fight back now and do 2 damage, which will kill that town. And that pushes me into Terror level 3. This one's defended 5. Dahan will fight back. They can kill 1 town and the Explorer. Yeah, I'm not going to track the 1 damage to that durable town. So that's 1 extra fear. Okay. Now build in wetlands. So they will build, looks like a town there. Build an Explorer here. Such a good ability. An Explorer here. Migration. So migration happens B1. I'll pull from land 4, just stack up there, might as well. Land 6 has nothing to gather, so that's going to stay empty. Finally got one cleared out. Land F3, we'll gather from F2. And land F7 has nothing to gather, so that worked out okay. And then they will explore coastal. Dangerous. That B1 is looking rough. I can skip actions there, but that's gonna make it difficult to kill anything. Although, if I can play an infestation of venomous spiders with the kicker, it is gonna skip 2 actions there. So that's pretty good if I can get that onto land number 1. Definitely want to try to do that. Okay. So that was the Explorer. Now I go to Slow Powers. So Slow Powers here, I don't think that I have... Oh, I do have 2 near the jungle, but there's no target. It doesn't need an Explorer there, so I just get 1 fear targeting one of these lands. Then I have Open Shifting Waterways. I can gather 2 Dahan. Let's gather these guys here. Maybe I'll be able to defend that. We'll see. If Dahan and invaders are present, well, let's see what I want to do. 1 fear and 1 damage. Those guys are all durable. I try to just clear out land 3 and worry about other lands later. Leave those guys alone. I'm instead going to do it here. Gather 1 Dahan. 1 fear and 1 damage. Then I have Spreading and Dreadful Mire, so I'm going to use it at the 3rd level. So I'll move 1 of my presents from that sacred site into land 3. Now I do 2 fear and 2 damage. And push 2 Dahan. Let's push those guys into here, and maybe I'll be able to defend that. We'll see. Okay, and that's it. So I'm going to discard cards and then go back to growth. So I know with Sharp Fangs, I'm going to add a presence, so I can get the Reclaim 1 and get Haunted by Primal Memories back. Need that guy. Let's add that into lane 4. I will convert something into a beast, probably. Yeah, let's do that guy, because I don't think I need him there. I have a second growth option as well. I would like more energy, so let's go. No, I'm going to be 1 off energy-wise for hitting the threshold on infestation of venomous spiders. Am I really? I am. I should have added that presence last turn. Man, that's rough. I should have kept more energy gain on Fathomless Mud. Okay. I guess I'm not skipping actions. I'll save it for next turn. So let's go, instead of the Reclaim 1 then, I'm going to go from top so I can start stacking up energy. Get 2 energy per turn. I will gain a power card. And I'll fish for another Beast Major. Maybe I'll get Tiger's Hunting. So I've got Unrelenting Growth, adding Presence and Wild. It's good. Settle into Hunting Grounds is very nice. My presence may count as Badlands and Beasts. They cannot move. But then if I have a threshold, it's 2 fear and 2 damage in one of my lands. Pretty easy for me to hit. So that might be the play. Spill Bitterness into the earth. Lots of damage. Adds Blight. Adds Badlands. Does a bunch of things. And Instruments of Their Own Ruin is good as well. Okay, so a bunch of good options here. The only one that I can afford this turn, though, is Settle into Hunting Grounds. And I think it's probably the best choice anyway, so I'm going to grab that. I'll forget Bird's Cry Warning. Discard. I get 1 energy for that growth option, and 2 from Presence Track. I could play Settle into Hunting Grounds right now, which is probably okay. I can use it to do a lot to land 2, so that's not bad at all. Okay. So yeah, let's do that. I don't have enough free cards, man. This is a tough game. But I do have Territorial Strife, so that will be fine. Okay, that's that. That's all my energy. Next turn, I should be able to afford... I'm still going to need to add from the Reclaim 1, but I'll have 2 energy per turn instead of just 1, so I should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'm very starved for energy on Sharp Fangs. I should have kept the energy-giving option on Fathomless Mud of the Swamp, but c'est la vie. Okay, so these were my cards from last time. Let's discard those. Then, growth option. I think I want another major. Maybe a minor. I've got lots of energy. What's happening this turn? 2 Ravages, potentially. 2 Blights. I don't love that. Yeah. Let's see what I get. I'll fish for a major. Now, going for majors when you need something to help this turn is a bad idea. So I'm not relying on that. If these both Ravage, I'll lose 2 Presence, add 2 Blight. It's not the end of the world. I've got enough Blight on the Blighted Island card that I think I'll be fine. But ideally, I'll get something that can help. So I get 2 energy right away. And I get a choice between draw towards a Consuming Void. That's tempting. So draws lots of stuff in, does tons of damage, destroys presence. Yeah, it's a whole thing, and it is tempting. It could do a lot. Okay, we'll see. Unlock the Gates of the Deepest Power, gains majors without forgetting. It's good. Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. There's a lot of beasts on this island, so that's not bad. Adds Blight, but that's okay. Because I can do a bunch of damage. And a bunch of fear. If I'm going to get Blighted anyway, that's not a bad way to do it. And weave together the Fabric of Place. It's great elements. Target land and a land adjacent to it become a single land for this turn. When this effect expires, divide pieces as you wish. All of them are considered moved. I don't mind that. But I can get another fear card out of Insatiable Hunger the Swarm. It's going to blight in land 3 anyway, so if I can just wipe out everything in land 3, then that would be good. And it'll do 8 damage, which will clear that out. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to go with Insatiable Hunger the Swarm. I'll forget one of my innates, probably Open Shifting Waterways. I'm not going to get the threshold for Insatiable Hunger, but that is okay. Let's gain from top, bottom. I want the moon. So gain from bottom. I don't have a lot of moon. So yeah, gain from bottom. It's 2 range. I'd like to stop builds, but I don't know that I can. Let's go in here. I got 3 energy. And I'll play Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm, Exaltation of Tangled Growth, and Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. Someday I will say that correctly. Yeah, that's that. So I'm good to go. Let's go with fast powers. I'm going to use Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm first. Let's throw that onto F3. Oh, it adds a blight. Destroy one of my presents, which is fine. Gathers up to 2 beasts. Each of those beasts does 1 fear. So that's 4 fear. And 2 damage to invaders and 2 damage to Han. So 4 beasts is 8 damage. That will clear that land out for an additional 2 fear. And then I destroy 1 beast. That was the only fast power with Fathomless Mud. Now I'm going to go over to Sharp Fangs. So what I'd like to do, I have the kicker for Settle into Hunting Grounds. So I'm going to use Ranging Hunt here on land 4. Gather one of my presents and a beast. Then I will push those guys. Push 1 beast, at least. Yeah, the 1 damage doesn't matter there. So that's fine. Yeah. So push 1 beast and 1 presence into land 2. And then I'll do Settle into Hunting Grounds. So my presents count as Badlands and beasts. They cannot move now anymore. And I do 2 fear and 2 damage in one of my lands. So I'll do 2 damage here, which is an extra 1 thanks to the fear, so I can kill that city. That's 4 fear. That's that. Let's go to the invader phase. So we got a blight or an event card first. I'm in Terra level 2, so Xenophobia. When ravaging in lands with Dahan, each individual invader does -1 damage to the land and +1 damage to Dahan. That's not very nice. Each individual invader. Okay, well, I'll save a blight in land 7, I guess. Then Beast Chase off Homesteaders. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Well, we can stop a city build in land number 2, I guess, which is not bad. I'll just keep stacking up in land number 1. I know I'm going to take a take a lost condition blight there anyway, but I'm gonna skip it next turn, so it's not all bad. Yeah, and I can do the same over on land F, but there are no towns or explorers there. Okay. At their gates demanding redress, 2 fear per land with Dahan and cities, so that's 2 fear. Sure. I know where all those blight are. Alright, so that gets me a second fear card. 2 fear cards, Terra level 2 now. Wary of the interior. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from an inland land. Okay. Let's go. Maybe I can save the Dahan there. I'll remove those 2. And then Dahan Enheartened. Each player chooses a different land. In chosen lands, choose up to 2 Dahan. Or gather up to 2 Dahan, then 1 damage if Dahan are present. So cool. I can save these Dahan by doing 1 damage there. That's one of my lands. Let's just stack up in 1. I can let 2 go. Do 1 damage to that guy. Okay. Alright, so Invader phase. They're going to Ravage in Wetlands. I get a Lost Condition Ravage up in land number 1. It's my second one. If I have 1 more, 8 or more damage Ravage, I'll lose this game. So I gotta be careful about that. Land 6 is empty, land 3 is empty, land 7 is empty. Build in coastal. So I'll build a city in land 1, town in land 2, no build there, no build there, town there, and a city there. Then my migrations, there's nothing that's going to migrate over into board B's lands, and I just get 1 town migrating into land 1. Okay. The interior of my island's not too bad right now, but the coast's a little bit stacked up. Then I get to build or explore mountains with escalation. Actually, skip one. Pretty cool for a 2-player. Escalation does not happen on board B. Board F, I do get 1. And I'll put that into and 8. Okay, that's taken care of. Now I go to slow powers. I can do 3 damage to towns and explorers in a land with a city. Range 1, I'll target this one and kill a town and an explorer. 1 fear. Don't have Frenchie's Assault. Okay. I've got a couple of slow powers though on Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. So let's see. I may pay 2 energy to gain a power card. I don't know that I want to. I've got pretty decent energy gain per turn. I'm not going to use Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm next turn. I could put off potentially put off a Reclaim. So let's do that. I'll pay 2 energy to gain a power card. May as well, since I played the card. Let's do a Miner, which will probably be fodder for getting. But I've got Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, perfect elements. That's probably the way to go. target land has my presence, I do 1 fear and 1 damage. And if it's sands or wetlands, an extra damage. Yeah, it's pretty good. Vision's Fiery Dune. 1 fear, push stuff, extra fear. That's fine. Set them on an ever-twisting trail. Gather and push. Isolate's pretty good. And Enticing Splendor. Gather. I'll go pull Beneath Hungry Earth. I'm too tempted by matching elements, so I'm going to go with that. And I've missed out on a couple others, so I'm going to take advantage of this one while I can. I've also got, oh, that's in hand, Fetid Vapors, or Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. I can do 1 fear and push up to 2 explorers. So let's go ahead and do, I can stop a build somewhere, which is good. So I could push out of land 2, and then potentially take care of that with Settle into Hunting Grounds. If I wanted to get that back, but I'm not going to, so I don't know that that's worth it. I need to do something about it. Land 6, I have an extra turn to deal with, so let's do land 2 here. I'll just push those guys. Stack them up in land 1. I get a fear. Then I have Spreading and Dreadful Mire at the 2nd level. I've only got 1 moon. So I can do 1 damage and push into Han somewhere. So let's do that. I'll go in here. 1 fear and 1 damage, and I'll kill that guy. Just to stop a build. Okay. So that's that. Discard cards and go back to growth. I'm still poor on Sharp Fangs. I'm a little bit poorer on Fathomless Mud. Do I want to push off my Reclaim on Fathomless Mud? Don't know that it's the right option. I've got a couple Ravages that I can give up, but not a lot. I've got 4 Blight left on the Blighted Island card. So I can get 5 energy per, for this turn and gain a major. I'll have 7 energy. Yeah, well, let's do it. I'll do it again. So I'm going to gain a major. And 2 energy. Vengeance of the Dead. It's okay. 3 fear, and after an effect that destroys town cities to Han, 1 damage per town to Han. Whatever, destroyed. Could it actually be okay here? Because a lot of Dahan might die. Grant Hatred a Ravenous Form for each Strife or Blight in target land, 1 fear and 2 damage. This destroys all invaders and a beast. It's not great. Indomitable Claim. Let's see, well, Indomitable Claims is very good. It's always good. And Power Storm. So Indomitable Claim, you add a presence and defend 20 in a land. And then Power Storm gains 3 energy once this turn. Target may repeat a power card by paying its cost again. Oh, that's a tough decision. I'm not taking Grant Hatred or Ravenous Form, but all of these are potentially useful. Power Storm's not going to be as useful as I want it to be, unfortunately. But Indomitable Claim is pretty good. Let's see. All of these Dahan might die. They're doing 7 damage, so 4 Dahan would die, 1 would fight back and kill a town, so that would be 5 deaths, 5 damage. So if I do Vengeance of the Dead here, I'll get 3 fear and pretty much wipe out the entire land. So an additional 3 fear, so that'll be 6 fear. Or I could just do Indomitable Claim and then have my Dahan fight back and kill stuff and do slightly less fear. That would be 3. But I'd save 5 Dahan. Alright. I think it's 3 less fear, but I think being able to save 5 Dahan is worth it, and save a Blight. So I'm going to go with Indomitable Claim. I will forget Insatiable Hunger of the Swarm. Discard. I get 3 energy for Presence Tracks. I'm going to add from top, I think. Yeah. So let's add that guy into... Where are they building? Mountains. Let's just go here. Yeah. Then, yeah, Indomitable Claim and pull beneath the Hungry Earth. With Sharp Fangs, will I finally be able to afford things? I think I can. So let's go with... yeah, actually this will work out okay. So I'm going to go with adding a presence to a land with my beasts or a jungle. Let's just go into here. I'm going to reclaim Haunted by Primal Memories. I'm going to gain 3 energy. I get 2 energy from my tracks. I have not taken enough free cards this turn, or this game, so I don't have a lot I can do. But what I can do is pretty good, because I can play Infestation of Venomous Spiders and Haunted by Primal Memories, and shit, I don't have another animal. Urgh. I would just need a free card with animal, and I don't have it. Why didn't I take a free card with animal? I've got to do it, even though I don't get the damage out. I have to do it, so it's not ideal. It's not what I want, but it'll stop me from losing the game, so it's worthwhile. Okay. Maybe I'll get something that'll let me add another presence. Who knows? I don't. Okay. That is the way of things. I've misplayed Sharp Fangs a lot. It's been a long time since I played them, and I usually don't go major power Sharp Fangs, so I'm sure I'm butchering that strategy. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I think that's all I can do. Okay. So let's go with Fast Powers. I'm going to add a presence from top here into land 1 using Indomitable Claim. It's defended 20. With Sharp Fangs, they're going to skip actions in land 1, get to add a beast and gather a beast. So that gets me 2 fear. Land number 2, I'm going to defend 3 and do 3 fear. So I am chunking through this fear deck. We'll see if I can get there. I do have just the 2nd level of that. I guess I could have used Ranging Hunt to push a beast in there and pull it in there, so it gets me an extra fear. Thanks to Infestation of Venomous Spiders. That's okay. Yeah, that's alright. Okay. fast powers are done. I messed up so much on Sharp Fangs, but it is what it is, and I think this game is still in reach. It's close. It's close. We'll see what happens. Okay, event. Blighted Island, Ravaged Wilderness. On each board, remove one beast from a land with blight. Remove one wilds from a land with blight. I've got lots of beasts to remove, so that's okay. Let's go with that one. And that one. Fatalities rise. In each land with disease, 1 damage to each invader, and 1 damage to each Dahan. It doesn't matter. Disease are in empty lands. Blessings of Bounty and Health. Each spirit may add 1 Dahan to one of its lands with Dahan. That's good. Actually, very good. Cool. Now I'm glad for saving the Dahan. Fear card, Terra level 2. Depopulation. On each board, remove 1 town. Sure. Let's stop a city from being built there. That'll be good. And then here. Also, I need to stop them from doing 8 damage there. So that actually works out. Alright, now we go to the Ravage. This one skipped. Unfortunately, I did not hit the threshold, so I couldn't get the 4 damage based on it, but that's alright. This one's defended 3, so nothing there. This one's empty. This one's doing 7 damage. It will blight, but it won't trigger a lost condition, so that saves me. That was a little lucky. And then over here on land 1, it's defended 20. The Dahan will fight back, and there are enough Dahan to kill everything there, even with durable. So that's going to be 4 more fear. Still might skip an explore there. Alright, build in mountains. Migrations happen, so they'll migrate into that mountain. No migrations into 7, no migrations. They will migrate into 4, unfortunately. That's fine. And no migrations into 6. Explore jungles and wetlands. So I'll skip the explore up there. Okay, that's that. Now I go to slow powers. So slow powers, I don't have any on Sharp Fangs, Fathomless Mud. I've got Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth, and I think the 2nd level of Spreading in Dreadful Mire. I'd like to get into land 2, I think. Although they're going to Ravage next turn in land 6, so I should probably stop that. So let's go ahead and do Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth and Spreading in Dreadful Mire in here. So it'll be 2 damage, just enough to kill the town, and 2 fear, plus an extra for killing the town. So 3 fear. There's still a lot of cities, so unfortunately Terra level 3 is not going to be a guaranteed win. I might just have to push all the way. But I am generating a decent amount of fear per turn. Okay, discard cards, go back to growth. Now I do have to reclaim with Fathomless Mud. Get that a presence at a range of 0. Let's go with top. I don't think I need 4 card plays yet. Let's flow like water, reach like air. I get 5 energy. Foul vapors and fetid muck. And pull beneath the hungry earth. And I've got some good thresholds with those. Actually, no, not another plant. So yeah, instead of that, let's go with intractable thickets and thorns, and I think that gives me the highest level of my innate. Let's see, I just have 2 moon. Yeah, so not quite, but I need the defend 5, so that's okay. What if instead I went for 4 card plays? Let's see. I need to pay that. Could I have afforded this? I could have. Let's do it. Why not? So instead of that, let's get 1 less energy. So I can get the highest level of my innate power, Spreading in Dreadful Mire. And hopefully I'll get to use that and not just lose. I think I'll be good. So that is Fathomless Mud. His board should be pretty set, at least for the time being. Okay. Then I can go over to... Yeah. I have to discard these cards. A lot to think about, actually. Habsburg is tough. I probably should just sack this turn so that I can have a better turn next turn. I do need to do something about land 2, though. I can probably reclaim, settle into hunting grounds, and use that to deal with land 2. Yeah, that'll be fine. So if I do that, let's go top track, try to get more energy per turn. I'll go into here. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, so that's taking from top, and I'll take 3 energy. So I can actually afford things that I want to do. Very important, being able to afford things. I'm going to reclaim, settle into hunting grounds with my reclaim 1. Play it alongside Terrifying Chase, I think is okay. No, it's not that great. Let's go Keep Gleam from the Darkness. And I think I'll just save the energy. I don't need to play another card. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so that's 3, 1. And then I'm good. So let's go into fast powers. So first fast power, I'm going to use... Yeah, I think I'll just keep those all as presents. I've got enough beasts out, I'm pretty sure. So let's use Ranging Hunt. I'm going to target this land, gather a beast, and a presence. 1 damage per beast. Push up to 2 beasts. I'll push those guys into here. Yep. And then I will use Settle into Hunting Grounds, so my presence may count as Badlands and Beasts. I decide per action, they cannot move anymore. I have the Threshold, so I do 2 fear and 2 damage on one of my lands. I'm going to choose land number 2. I have 3 presence there that are all counting as Badlands, so that's 5 damage, which will kill everything, doing 4 fear. It's a pretty good card for Sharp Fangs Gleam. Okay, cool. So that's Sharp Fangs' go. Actually, if I had played Prey on the Builders, I would have Frenzied Assault. I think I will play that. I'm going to be able to start chunking down land number 1 a little bit with that. I can gather a beast somewhere. Let's do land number 1. I can't move though. Can't move anymore. Can't move my presence. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. That's that. Now I go to Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. I will just gather a beast in here and stop the build. So, no more builds. Okay. Now, Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. So I'm going to go ahead and use Flow Like Water, Reach Like Air on Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. It's going to gather itself and a couple things and go up into land number 7. Deal with that a little bit later. But I want to stack up there so I can do a thing. I'm going to do 1 fear and defend 5 over in land 6. That's that. So let's go to an event. Depleted Soil and lands with towns and cities. It takes only 1 damage to add blight. I think I'm safe, so that's fine. Yeah. Beast Chase Off Homesteaders. On each board, push up to 2 explorers or 1 town from a land with beasts. Sure. Stop that build. Why not? Stack up in there and try to deal with that later. Okay, and then Careful Defense. When invaders ravage, if the land has Dahan, defend 2. Terror level 2, Fear card, Dahan attack. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan, 1 damage per Dahan there. So let's do that here. I can do 1 damage per Dahan and kill that town. Each player does have to choose a different land. The other Dahan are stacked up and safe from invaders, so nothing doing. Alright, so Ravage in mountains, nothing happens. Empty, 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 defended 5. Build in jungles and wetlands. So I gotta build here, skipping the build there. My jungles are empty. This board, they will build a town on the coast. This will go away. And I'll get an explorer in land 7. Migration happens. Board land order is important. So land 1 up there has nothing it can gather. Neither does land 6. Neither do either of the jungles. That's great. Land or board F. Land 2 is first. No time to gather. Same for land 3. Land 5. Same there. No towns to gather. No migrations. That's pretty good. And then I get to a build. Alright, explore. So explore sands and wetlands. So that's good. If I can skip both actions in land B next time, yeah, that'll do a lot of damage there and get me pretty close to victory. So let's see. I'm exploring in a weird order. So I did land 7 already. Let's do no town adjacent to that, so that's good. slow powers. Okay. So I'm going to pull beneath the Hungry Earth, I think, in land 7 here, doing 2 damage and 1 fear. 1 card away from Terror level 3, which is going to be big. There are still 5 cities on the board, but they're stuck in 2 lands, so I think that I might be able to deal with them okay. I have the highest level of Spreading and Dreadful Mire, so I can do a bunch of damage somewhere. So I'm going to use that in land 2. Gather one of my presents, move my presents. Then I do 4 damage and 2 fear. So 2 fear. My 4 damage can kill a city and an explorer. For an extra 2 fear. Gets me pretty close to Terror level 3, and 1 less city. I have Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. Let's see, a bunch of ravages that aren't going to matter too much. I can deal with land 2 with Indomitable Claim. So where do I want to push this out? Somewhere I can stop a build. I'll just stack up in here since I'm going to Indomitable Claim it probably. So that's fine. And an extra fear. So those were my slow powers from Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. I also have a couple slow powers finally from Sharp Fangs Behind the Leaves. First I'll use Teeth Gleam from the Darkness. Oh, nope. Every land around it is bladed. Just about. Yeah, so 1 fear and a beast, and really one of the few lands that I can do it to is 7. That's okay. But I also have Frenzied Assault, so I can do. I have the 2nd level, so it's 2 fear and 3 damage. So I can do that right here. 3 damage kills a city. It's 2 fear. Additionally, 2 fear from the card. And I actually did 4 damage because I have a Badlands there. I'll kill one of those explorers. Wait, did I do the extra fear from the card? Wait, did that just give me a fear card? No. I'm still 1 away. But I just earned that fear card, so I should be. So I had 2 fear from the city and then 2 fear from the Frenzied Assault. I think that's right. I'll go back and check the tape, but I think that is accurate now. Okay. Unless I just cheated myself out of a fear card, but I don't think that I did. I guess I can double check that real quick. Alright, I'm back. And that was really important to check because it makes a big difference. I did forget to move the fear card down. So instead of that, looks like that. And I'm in Terror level 3, so if I can kill these last 3 cities on the board, I win. It was looking dire, but I think I'm in good shape, actually, to get my first win against Habsburg with both Sharp Fangs and Fathomless Mud. Not out of the woods yet, though, so play it through. So those were all my slow powers. I do have to remove a beast. I do think that I forgot to do. And then I am good to go. So I'll discard my cards. And go back to growth. I'm still somehow poor on Sharp Fangs. Did I mess up again? Am I not going to have the energy to get to... I'm not going to have the energy to do the skips from Infestation of Venomous Spiders. How do I keep messing this up? Yeah. Let's see, I'll 5 energy on the reclaim. Nope, can't do it. Again, I've messed it up one more time. Well. Yeah, let's see what I get. I'm gonna get another power card and an energy instead, and maybe that'll let me deal with those cities without having to without even having to use the combo. So I should be able to have enough to get a major. We'll see. I keep messing this up though, so who knows. I've got Blood Rack Plague. That's not bad. It's easy enough to hit the threshold too. So that's adding disease. For each disease in target land, defend 1 in target and all adjacent lands. And with threshold, it's 2 fear, and for each disease in target land, do 1 damage in target or adjacent land. Okay, it's alright. The land thrashes in Furious Pain, 2 damage per blight, and 1 per blight in adjacent lands. Very good. Winds of Rust and Atrophy, that's good. That would let me downgrade one of those cities at least. And I can probably kill the other with... yeah, I think I'd have the energy for that. I could kill the other with... settle into Hunting Grounds. So I'll probably go with Winds of Rust and Atrophy. They are going to build a city over in Land 6, but maybe I can do enough to get rid of it in the fast phase. We'll see. Yeah, I should have moved into Land 6, but I don't know that I would have been able to. Percy, what's going on? Or I can just rush Fear. I do have a decent amount to go. Percy, it's okay, bud. It's a tough choice. You have 2 Terra level 3 Fear cards. Potentially could get another one out as well. So let's go with Winds of Rust and Atrophy. I'll just forget. Maybe I'll forget Infestation of Venomous Spiders. It's been a trap for me whole game. Now I'm going to forget Territorial Strife. I'm going to take 3 energy with my other thing. I will get Settle into Hunting Grounds back and play that. Yeah, so I can clear out the cities in Land 1. Okay, board F, what's going on here? Let's see. I want Fear. Fear is good. If I can kill that city in the fast phase, that would be awesome. I don't think that I can. Could potentially take a major, though. And I think I will. Just see what I get. Let's gain a major. So I've got Death Falls Gently from Open Blossoms. It's a fun card. I've got Utter a Curse of Dread and Bone. It's one of my favorites. It's 4 blight and adjacent target lands. Add Badlands, Disease or Strife, then 2 fear and 1 damage, which is pretty good. It would probably let me clear out land number 2. Sleep and Never Waken is pretty good. Skips are always nice. It's good elements too, and Forest of Living Obsidian, also a good card. Lots of good cards. But either Utter a Curse of Dread and Bone, well, actually any of these 3 probably would let me kill that last city. But in particular, either of these 2 will let me kill that last city in land number 2. So which one's better? I mean, I don't know that it matters. 4 damage is enough. They're both the same price. Both slow. Yeah, let's go Death Falls. So gently. I'll forget Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. Well, I need that for the threshold on Flow Like Water, so I'll just forget Intractable Thickets and Thorns. I don't think I'll need to defend 5 again. Add a presence at a range of 2. Yeah, but I might die, so let's just go here. Okay. Then I'm gonna have 8 energy, 2 from this, 5 from this, and 1, so I can play all my cards that are left for 8 energy. I'll still mark it. And yeah, I think I'm good. So let's go into fast powers first. I'm going to use Winds of Rust and Atrophy on this land. Downgrade this city to a town. That land is defended 6, and I do 1 fear. Then I'm going to use Ranging Hunt. I'll gather this presence and then push them into this land. I guess I don't need a 3 stack there, so I would have converted this guy to a beast. Just to have more of them. Then I have the kicker for settling. I settle into Hunting Grounds, so I can do 2 fear and 2 damage in one of my lands. I have two presence there, so they count as Badlands, so I do 4 damage. And I will kill the city. So altogether, that's 4 fear. And I'll destroy one of the explorers. I'll do Indomitable Claim as well. I don't have any presence to add, so I can move 1. I'll move this guy into lane 2. Defend that 20. And I think the rest of my powers are slow. So there we go. 1 fear off from another fear card. Alright, event. Sacred sites are under threat. Invaders have begun to find hidden places of power. I may let the island's strength repulse them. Each sacred site pushes 1 explorer or town to an adjacent land. Remove 1 blight per player from the blight card, returning it to the box. Well, I only have 3 blight left, so I don't love that. Especially because at least 1's going to come off this turn. Or I can guard them myself for well or ill. Cost is 3 energy per land where I do damage, aided by fire. And it's either do 2 damage or destroy 1 presence from each spirit. So I'm going to do that. So let's see. I've got 4 sacred sites, 5 sacred sites where I have invaders. So the cost here is going to be 15. And I've only got 1 fire showing. So the cost is 14. I don't have that discard. Can I even afford this? I don't know that I can. I can forget 2 cards with fire. I do want to do this option. I'm okay with destroying a couple presents, so it'll get more fear. So yeah, let's do that. I'll forget Prey on the Builders. And I'll forget Foul Vapors and Fetid Muck. And that means I'm paying 9 towards it, so I can defend 3 of my sacred sites. Let's do land 1 first. I do 2 damage, but it's 4 because I have 2 Badlands there. So that can kill 2 towns. Gets me another fear card. These other ones, let's see. I can do... I'll destroy presence here. Destroy presence here. And then I'll do 1 damage to that guy. Here I can do 2 damage. So I want to kill the town or damage the city. I'll just kill the town. For 1 fear. Okay, so that's that. Now I have Beast Prowl. Each beast generates 1 fear if invaders are present and moves to an adjacent land if not. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stack them up. So 4. 4 fear. Spirit Speakers solve riddles of power. Each spirit with at least 4 Dahan among its lands gains a minor power. So that's going to be Fathomless Mud. Okay. I've got Tormented Rotflies, add disease, do fear based on things. It's okay. Gold's Allure, gather, add strife. Bats scout for raids by darkness. For each Dahan, 1 damage to towns and cities. It's fine. And domesticated animals go berserk. It's fear, defend, add beasts. Yeah, sure. It's a great card for Sharp Fangs. I keep getting cards that would be good on the other, but that's okay. I'm not too invested in any of these. I guess I'll go Tormenting Rotflies. Well, maybe just in case I need to defend something next turn, I'll go Domesticated Animals go berserk. Okay, that's that. 3 fear cards. It's possible that these will win me the game, because I only have 1 city left. Panic. Each player adds 1 strife to an invader. For the rest of this turn, invaders have -1 health per strife to a minimum of 1. Let's go. And this one's defense 6. Here. Man, I can stop that ravage from happening, I guess. So that's fine. Tall Tales of Savagery. It removes 2... I assume it means it's supposed to say each player. Each player removes 2 explorers or 1 town from each land with Dahan. Then remove 1 city from each land with at least 2 Dahan. Ah, okay. Well, get to remove a bunch. Unfortunately, my Dahan are all stacked up. And then Fear of the Unseen. Each player removes 1 explorer or town from a land with with presence, or 1 city from a land with a sacred site. That's what I needed. Fear of the Unseen removes that last city. Now I check for the win condition. There are no cities on the board, and I win, which is a good thing because they were going to build 2 cities up in there. Would have delayed it and made it a little bit more challenging. There we go. So I got my first win against Habsburg with Sharp Fangs, as well as with Fathomless Mud. That's one of the new spirits, though, so that's understandable. Yeah, that was interesting. I played Sharp Fangs very poorly for a major strategy. I tried to build it around Infestation of Venomous Spiders and Taunted by Primal Memories to hit the kicker, and I hit the kicker once, the threshold once. So I definitely could have played that a lot better to keep hitting the threshold for Infestation of Venomous Spiders. But I lucked out because then I got settled into Hunting Grounds, and that really carried the game for me a little bit more. Lots of beasts on this board, thanks to Infestation and all sorts of stuff, so that was fun. Like getting tokens. Yeah, this was a good one. Let me go ahead and score this up, and then I will give my closing thoughts. Alright, I'm back. That was a 59-point game, so I think one more than the game I played 2 weeks ago. Pretty good. I'm happy with it. Aside from how poorly I played Sharp Fangs, I still ended up having their board cleared off pretty well. I do think that having flow like water, reach like air on Fathomless by the Swamp was really useful, letting me just stack blight up there. So even though I was letting that board get blighted, I still had unblighted lands that I could move around to, which is really important for Sharp Fangs. So the ability to gather up blight with that card was really made Fangs' game much better. It would have been more difficult without that. I do think this adversary is probably the worst one for Fangs. I would have to play them a little bit more. I've got level 6 wins against France, Sweden, and Brandenburg Prussia with Fangs. I don't think I've tried England 6 yet. And I think I've done Russia 5, but yeah, Habsburg 4, probably as hard as any of those, just because you have to let blight go through. But you want to defend it, and that's not really the thing that Sharp Fangs is good at. So I ended up one lost condition blight, one lost condition ravage away from losing the game with 2. Both were on Fang's board. That was okay though. You can get close to a loss, but winning and losing, it's binary. As long as you win, you've done okay. I still had a couple blight left on the Blighted Island card too, so I cut it close this game, maybe even a little bit closer than last game, but I did okay. So might keep playing some games against Habsburg. They're my second least played adversary. So since I've done the last 2 against them, may as well keep going. Probably push to level 5 and try to get a second level 6 win against Habsburg. They're a difficult adversary, and that level 6 effect is pretty nasty. I'm surprised they're only difficulty 10 instead of 11, honestly. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this. I really do like Fathomless Mud of the Swamp. They're probably my second favorite of the Horizon spirits. The Offer No Firm Foundations was pretty good against Habsburg. The migrations threw some wrenches into those plans, but being able to stop them from building 2 towns in interior lands is excellent. That's just a great thing. And hopefully I played it right. Instead of adding 2 towns, I was adding 1 explorer. Not sure if they should add 2 explorers, but it says build actions add explorers instead of towns or cities. So the way I read that is they would just add 1 explorer. I could be wrong. It might supposed to be 2, but yeah. I think that I interpreted that real correctly. So, yeah, like I was saying, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Feel free to give me suggestions in the comments below what pairing you would like me to see next. Like you'd like me to go with next. I'm considering going with Wind, Lightning, and the new Wind Spirit, Sunbright Whirlwind. So Sunbright Whirlwind and Wind Lightning, just for a windy combination. I don't think they'll complement each other very well, but there'll be a lot of fast powers, a lot of pushing stuff around, so that'll be interesting at the very least. That's what I'm leaning towards, but if you have a different suggestion for me, feel free to offer it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see everyone next week. Thanks.